Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and today I'm going to go over what I picked up in Blu-ray and 4K in December 2018. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification. I put out videos daily. You can also find me over at Twitter at Movie Guy 365. Another month has come and gone, so that means it's time to go over what I picked up in Blu-ray and 4K in 2018. So, for those who are new to the channel or don't know, while I do pick up a good amount of new releases from week to week, I still like to go back and get some stuff from the catalog. Mostly because, like a bunch of years ago, long story short, I did get into a divorce and I unfortunately had to sell a lot of my discs at the time. So ever since then, I've been slowly picking away at it and picking up titles. Now, this also recently, with 4K becoming more and more popular, has made things a little bit more difficult in that regard. I'm wrestled with a decision on everything. Like, do I wait for the inevitable 4K, or do I think this will even get a 4K, or, and then you got things like price. So basically, I'm going to do a video sometime soon, like very soon, weighing that dilemma. Should you invest all into 4K, or should you stick with Blu-ray? That's something I really need to think about. And while I do have pretty much my idea on the subject, I still like to pick up things in Blu-ray, mostly on, as cheap as I can get them, because I just can't justify spending a certain dollar amount on more or less last generation formats. So there's a lot of those ideas at play, but this is just, we're business as usual, so we're gonna jump into what I did pick up in December. So one of the first things I did pick up, and once again, this was something I expected to hit 4K at some point. It would just be insane not to, but the price is really good. I said, why not? I haven't seen these in a while. And that would be the Star Trek Next Generation complete movie set. I am a diehard Star Trek fan. I love it. And I've been a while without these movies for quite some time, but I really wanted to go back and explore them. I almost dipped on the original as well. But I think unless it's for a super great price, I'll just keep that in my wait and see pile as far as the 4K comes. But these movies are going to hit 4K at some point. Another one, this one, it would be, one of those, like, would you even get it in 4K if it was available? But it's a good movie. It was one of my blind buys for this month, and that is The Family by Luc Besson. Good movie, a lot of fun in that one. De Niro's pretty good. Michelle Pfeiffer is just great. But yeah, it was a decent movie. It was something I wanted to see for a little bit. So yeah, I would recommend The Family, absolutely. This was a new release. I did a review on this one, of course. You can go back into my channel and look for that. I liked it. I really enjoyed it. I actually was very surprised on how much I did like it. The 4K picture is excellent, but that would be Kin. I would recommend this one. I think it's a smaller movie in scale, but it is a lot of fun, and the dynamic between the two brothers is excellent, and it's a fun story. The ending it was a little unexpected, but not out of the realm of possibility of what I was thinking the resolution would be. But I enjoyed it. Kin was a very good movie. Another one I saw in the theater, and I wanted to get it on Blu-ray or 4K, but they only released it in Blu-ray. That is Operation Finale. It's a good thriller. It takes a true event, puts a spin on it, and with modern storytelling alterations aside, it's an enjoyable movie. The subject matter is very heavy, but I think it was wise in this case to lean more towards the thriller aspect of it. And I think everybody does a great job. I still can't get over Ben Kingsley as a former Nazi. It just shows you what a good actor he is, and that he can take a powerful role from like Schindler's List and then go into something like this. And it's a decent movie. It's worth your time. Another one that was very divisive as far as what people thought, I enjoyed it. I think it's raunchy, but it's fun. You know, there's no harm in it, and there was plenty to make me laugh, and that is the Happy Time Murders. I do enjoy this. It's stupid. It's a goofy premise, but you know, it's like the Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but with Muppets. So just think of it in those terms. And I've seen it a few times. It's funny, and it's one of those roles that I enjoy. That Melissa McCarthy kind of almost played the straight man a little bit, and it was enjoyable. I actually did dig this. If you could take the absurd premise, you know, aside, it's funny. It's worth your time. This was a catalog pickup, and I like about 95% of this movie. I don't like the resolution of the ending or the climax. I thought it was just it. If I can sit there and raise a question right then and there, I'll be like, you know, and I think a lot of people felt the same way. But I like 95% of it, and it looks absolutely stunning in 4K. That is The Shallows. Blake Lively's good in it. It's a well-made movie for the most part. A couple logic gaps aside, you know, it was worth a. This was actually a holdover from November. I did get it through Amazon. They had it really cheap, and I was waitlisted for about 3 weeks. So technically got it in December, so it does count. Otherwise, this would have been my November video. I can't say enough about this one. I did do a review of the 4K, and you know, The Lion King, the Steelbook from Best Buy. It's a beautiful looking movie. It is a classic in Disney animation. It's fun. It's heartbreaking. It looks great. And if you want to see my full review, go ahead and check out that video. But yeah, The Lion King in 4K, very good. This one made this one. I don't have a real explanation as to why I got it. I got it for a couple reasons though, but I got it because I want to support any kind of horror film making its way into the 4K format. I liked the setting and everything. I didn't like a few things about what happened with the character of the nun, but it looks absolutely gorgeous on 4K. Warner Brothers did a fantastic job with this. It's still a little hard to find in the stores. I think Amazon still has it. You can order it online at Best Buy. I don't think I've seen this out in the wild yet, but yeah, if you want a good 4K horror demo material, this is absolutely it. Story not so much, but there's a lot to love about the quality of the disc. And go ahead and check out my review if you want to hear more. This one is made one of my tops of 2018. It's Tom Cruise at his absolute best as a action star. Great movie. Christopher McQuarrie just brings his everything into the camera work, the action, just everything, and that's Mission Impossible Fallout. Absolutely love this movie. Seen it numerous times. The IMAX looks great, but yeah, Mission Impossible Fallout was absolutely one of my top films of last year. This one was featured in my Blind Buy video a couple weeks ago. It's a decent movie. It's Elizabeth Harvest. It has a little bit of an Ex Machina tone to it, so that should give you some idea of where it maybe heads story-wise. But it's an interesting movie. I enjoyed the cast. I think for a direct-to Blu Ray movie, it stood on its own. It's a very good movie. I recommend it. Just minor nitpicks in the story, but overall it's really good. This one is like the movie you hate that you kind of love it. It's not inherently terrible, but it does, you know, if you look at what we get today in modern comic book movies, it kind of takes a step back in a way, but it's enjoyable as hell. And I was able to pick up the Steelbook, and that is Venom. Sony did a nice rush job on this one. I got it out just in time for Christmas, but it's one of those, I enjoy it, but I hate myself for enjoying it. I don't know, it's just one of those movies, it just does that. But yeah, Venom, I got the Steelbook from Best Buy. It looks really nice. I'm still really considering getting a slipcover version just as a collectible kind of thing, but yeah, I enjoy Venom. This one I also did a review. Most of the new releases I do review, so just go back through my channel, you can find them. But this is an absolute amazing film, Schindler's List by Steven Spielberg. Can a black and white movie look good in 4K? The answer is definitely yes. It ups the resolution, the attention to detail is just phenomenal. But yeah, Schindler's List is an absolute must-have in anybody's collection. Get it in 4K. This one was, I felt like maybe a step or two away from a great film. I don't know if the rating hurt it or a couple of the CGI just stood out a little bit too much, but The House with a Clock in Its Walls, it's a fun movie. It's worth checking out. The 4K is good. I would recommend picking it up in 4K. It's great. Jack Black, Cate Blanchett, just great characters. It's definitely geared more towards kids, but it does have some adult element to it, and I think it's worth checking out. It is The House with the Clock on Its Walls. Now, this one is a case where, unfortunately, the sequel doesn't live up to the first one. It's still an enjoyable movie in its own right, and that is The Equalizer 2. Denzel plays a great character. It's a good movie. It's just shy of being as really good. You went from a pure action kind of adventure but action from the first movie, and this one I felt they scaled things down way too much. It's almost like a different movie. You kind of went the reverse. Instead of amping up the wow factor, they kind of brought it down to earth a little more. I'm not sure if that works in its favor, but I'm absolutely a supporter of Denzel's, and it's a good movie in its own right. This one, I was amazed on how the first one looked on 4K. The second one came out in December. I was just as amazed. It looked spectacular. Evil Dead 2, an absolute classic in horror / comedy. This is, while Evil Dead started things off for Ash and that universe, it really took off in Evil Dead 2. It became more, and of course we got that with Army of Darkness and Ash vs. the Evil Dead. But yeah, this pretty much was the where it just took off like wildfire. Now from Zavi this month, I picked up I get all my 3D stuff from them and Steelbook exclusives when I can. AntMan and the Wasp. The 3D looks spectacular. It is worth the import. You do get those IMAX, the expanded ratio scenes, which is always appreciated as far as movie watchers go. But yeah, it looks great in 3D. It's my preferred way to watch the film. Definitely check this one out if you can. If you still have 3D capability, go ahead and import it. This one probably wowed me the most in the month, just because it's a 50-year-old movie. It looks absolutely stunning. The restoration is gorgeous. 2001, Space Odyssey. Just pick it up, find it, get it. It's been a long time coming, but absolutely get this one. It's a spectacular filmmaking achievement. Just, you'll never believe how good this thing looks. Just go and get it. And my last movie of the month was another catalog title. One of my favorite standalone franchise movies, kinda. It's Highlander. I opted to get the VHS cover from Walmart. I just thought it looked really cool. I don't typically go for those, but lately they've been really putting out some good ones, and it's been tempting. But I love Highlander. We'll never speak of the sequels, but the TV series was amazing. If anybody ever checked that out, but the original Highlander, absolutely check this one out. Yeah, so that's pretty much going to do it for my December 4K and Blu Ray haul. Lots going on. We had Christmas and everything. So, what did everybody get in December? Leave it in the comments below. What were your pickups last month? So go ahead and tell me. Let's talk about it. So please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. I put out videos daily. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.